When God decides to forge someone powerful, He doesn't hand out victories or blessings. Nah, He takes you and shatters you into 1,000 pieces. That pain, that's not a curse, it's the preparation. Because glass, when it's whole, looks nice, right? But it's fragile, easy to break. It only becomes dangerous when it's shattered. Those shards are sharp, ruthless, capable of cutting through anything that gets in their way. You're no different. Life will hit you, break you, tear you apart until you think there's nothing left. But that's when you become dangerous. That's when you start to realize that the breaking wasn't the end. It was the beginning of your transformation. Every piece of you that falls is another layer of weakness stripped away. Every break makes you sharper, harder, more lethal. But this isn't for everyone. Most people quit the moment they feel pain. They'll run the second life tries to break them, thinking that suffering means they're failing. Those people will never know what it's like to become truly powerful. They'll stay whole, comfortable, and weak. You embrace it. You let yourself be broken because you know what comes next. Power isn't handed out, it's earned through blood, sweat, and relentless suffering. So when you feel yourself breaking, remember you're being sharpened, you're becoming dangerous. The world better watch out, because once you put those pieces back together, there's no stopping you. Most people fear the breaking. They fear the pain, the loss, the uncertainty that comes when everything they thought they knew about themselves crumbles. But here's the truth they don't want to hear. That fear is weakness that's got to be purged. You don't grow in comfort. You don't find your strength when things are easy. Strength only comes when you're torn apart and have nothing left but the will to keep moving. That's the difference between the average person and the unstoppable. The average person spends their life trying to avoid the break, but those who want to rise, those who want to become something more, they seek it out. They welcome the destruction because they understand one thing. After the break, what remains is unbreakable. When you're broken, you've got two choices: stay shattered or rebuild. And when you rebuild, you don't rebuild the way you were before. You rebuild harder, smarter, more dangerous. You take every scar, every crack, every piece of pain, and you weld it into something indestructible. When you finally put yourself back together, you're not the same, you're a weapon. That's why you don't quit when it hurts. That's why you don't run when it feels like you're breaking. Because that's the process, that's where the magic happens. Those pieces of you that felt soft, that cracked under pressure, they weren't meant to survive. The pieces that stay, the ones that come out of the fire, they're forged in a way that no one can break again. So when life comes for you, when you feel yourself shattering, smile, lean into it, because on the other side of that pain is the version of you that was always meant to be. A version that no one can touch, no one can stop. You're not just surviving. You're being reborn, something far more dangerous than before. And when you walk back into the world with those scars, people will know. They'll know you've been through hell, and they'll know you came out the other side ready for war. Now, it's your turn to unleash hell. Most people aren't ready for that kind of transformation. They want the results, but they don't want the pain. They want power, but they're too soft to pay the price. You see them every day, comfortable, complacent, and convinced that life owes them something. But power doesn't come to the soft. Power comes to the ones who embrace the grind, who welcome the pain, who know that each break is a step closer to becoming unstoppable. you're shattered. It's not just about surviving, it's about reshaping. In those moments when life is coming down on you, breaking you into pieces, you've got to recognize what's happening. This isn't some accident. This is intentional. The universe, God, whatever you believe in, it's testing you. It's stripping away the parts of you that aren't meant to carry you forward. It's building something tougher, something that's going to hit back twice as hard. And don't get it twisted. Most people will never understand this. They'll look at you, see you bleeding, see you crawling through the dirt, and they'll pity you. They'll say you should stop, that you've been through enough. But that's because they don't see what's being built underneath. They don't see that while they're sitting on the sidelines, soft and safe, you're becoming something lethal. You're turning into someone who doesn't break anymore. You've got to be willing to go further than anyone else. When everyone else has had enough, that's when you dig deeper. When everyone else is running for shelter, that's when you stay in the storm. Because that storm is where your power is born. The rain, the wind, the chaos, it's all hammering you into shape. You have to ask yourself, are you going to be the person who breaks and stays broken? Or are you going to be the person who rises from the wreckage? When the world tries to shatter you, do you let it define you? Or do you use it as fuel? Let them doubt you. Let them think you've been destroyed, because when you finally rise from the ashes, they won't even recognize you. They'll be too busy wondering how the hell you survived. They couldn't even imagine going through what you did. But by then, it'll be too late. It'll be beyond anything they could ever hope to stop. You're not just coming back, you're coming back sharper, harder, and with a vengeance.